going to have my good friend that holds me accountable for my poetry. One Saturday out the month that we just started. Her name is Kels. She is coming up with us today and she is going to share her projects. I am going to bring her on right now. Kels.
What's up, Autumn?
Hey, how are you?
For me, hey, let's go.
What do you have for us today?
I am going to share with you guys a piece that I wrote called Loud Silence. It's in my book that's out now. So I hope you guys like it. The piece is in regards to like depression, and it's kind of like I was going through a moment where I was going through depression and it seemed like nobody was paying attention to how I was changing or the things that I was going through at the time. So yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Awesome. And I'ma, pop out, let you have your piece, and then I'll come back on and talk about the piece a little bit. How about that?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Do your thing.
All right. Loud silence. In the eyes, there's a storm that has erupted. I don't think there will be a return of self. This was my thoughts until the sun peeked around the corner and began to smile. My heart is beating right now, beating so fast I can hear it so loud. This is a panic attack that I've always had. Why is it so loud now? I don't understand. Then it stops. Total silence. I began to hear whispers. They all sound so familiar. I recognize the words. I recognize the voices. It's parting. It's my thoughts. I can't control them as if I'm able to focus on just one thing. I can't focus on the word, the topic, while trying to keep a smile because the next person doesn't know it is false. Inside cries out, the person you're looking at is not all the way sane. The party stops. It's dark. The forgiveness torture begins. I look around. Everything is at a standstill. I'm not the only one moving. I scream out. No one hears me. Nobody is responding. They always talk about, I wonder, is anyone actually listening? Depression is real, but people just call it seeking attention. I don't like this so-called seeking attention. It is not fake. It is real. Hello, can you hear me? That's it, you guys.
Hello, can you hear me? That right there. Like, there's been so much lately about mental health, and then I know a lot of people that are in the lineup tonight are just advocates for mental health, and it's just so important. Like you said, in terms of those inside crying out, it like really, I totally understand that. There are so many people out here that don't know how to deal with those things. For you and how you're able to cope with those things, what do you do?
Right. And it's kind of like, for me, last year was the first time that I really just, like, outside of before when I wrote this book, last year was the first time that I actually had to deal with my mental health because I learned that I had PTSD. Never knew, because sometimes you'd be like, well, maybe I'm just tripping right now. You get the whole like media, they weren't really understanding mental health. And if you're reading it, then that's what you're taking in as a source. So it's just like, okay, you're believing what you're reading, but you're not actually seeking what could fix the problem. It's not a real problem, but what can heal you, basically.
Right. So, yeah, because we all are in a process of healing each day. Right. It's a process, not a destination.
Right.
So, yes, thank you for that. How can people find you? How can they find your work? I know you have a book out. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I have another one coming out. I was working on it. It was supposed to release last year, but life happens. So, I mean, people can find me. You could look me up on Facebook, Instagram, look up Blossom's Truth. In order to keep up with like my work as well as the poetry, the books themselves, you could go to www.blossomstruth.org, and I'll put it. I'll make sure I comment it on here so everyone can see it.
Yes, please do. Awesome. Thank you so much, Kels. Is there any other piece that you would like to share with us today?
I can share another piece from the book.
Yes, sure.
Let me see. How about Growing Pains? Because
I was about to say that's one of my favorites.
That's your favorite. So, okay.
All right.
Give me. Growing Pains. You grow up thinking everything will be okay. You grow up with someone thinking the friendship shall last forever. You grow up thinking life will constantly stay the same. As you grow, life changes. As you begin to live it, you understand exactly what growing pains are all about. Giving everything you do your all, no matter what, don't give up. Remember, God will always be by your side, even if no one else is. Only person that can stop you from reaching success is you. With patience comes more growth and wisdom. Investing in things before time, set goals. Never leave family behind. Give back to others. Paying close attention to the heroes and leaders in your life. Allow things to happen, good and bad. Be receptive. Instill knowledge in those who look up to you. Never apply I cannot to your life, no matter how hard it gets. With growing pains comes knowledge. You will not always have the answers, but as you grow, you find out that things will come together. No matter how hard or how severe the growing pains may be, keep your head held high and eye on the prize. Growing pains do not last always, and once you reach the light, you will understand and value them. You'll value life more.
Man, like again, like growing pains is real. Like what put you in that mindset? Like where were you in, like, if you go back to when you started writing that, what headspace were you in?
I actually wrote Growing Pains when I was at Tougaloo. I was just dealing with a whole bunch of stuff and like friendships and like people back at home. Like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like my sophomore year, and it was noticing that those that I went to high school with, like sometimes, our friendships didn't change, but you could tell how life was happening with everybody. Mm-hmm. And we kind of like drifted apart just a little bit. Sometimes that growth like separates you guys for like, sometimes that's the end of the friendship, and then it was just pretty much just learning that and just learning with my family. I was going through a lot of things with my family and knowing that no matter how old I got, things were not going to change. We weren't going to be able to like be this perfect family, not perfect, but be a family. Like, right. I'm very family oriented. So it was like little things, and I pretty much, it was just growing up. I was realizing I was growing up, and, this whole picture that, life is going to be just easy. And like, as you grow and get older, it's going to adjust and everything's going to work out. You never think about the problems that could happen. You never think about, like, you really don't think about anything past what you're doing at that moment. But sometimes you got to think further ahead. So.
Right. Yeah. And like you said, growing pains like produces that knowledge and insight that you need to carry on and move forward. So thank you again. Thank you for coming in and blessing us with the live freely.
Live freely, laugh often, love always, but live truthfully. And yeah, so you got to live by that,
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kels. Again, you can find her at www.blossomstruth.org.